Hey guys, so this month we're talking about business development, a commonly overlooked element, yet extremely vital. We'll be talking to myself and to Koen, whose role is becoming increasingly more on my side. We've been working together a lot, and we get up to a lot of shenanigans, and I mean, I like to think that we play an important role here. So, you know, sit back and enjoy our little conversation. I think we'll reveal some things to you of the things that we do, and yeah, and why and how we are vital to KeokeN. Enjoy.
Hello guys! So today I'm doing the interview because the guy who's usually doing the interview is in front of the camera.
Moi.
Yes. So, introduce yourself maybe.
I am Jordi Velasquez and I am the business developer at KeokeN.
I'm Koen Deepman and I am the CEO of KeokeN Interactive.
Nah, good. Well, for the first question, what did you do before KeokeN and what inspired you to get into video games?
You wanna start?
Well, what when I was a child, I always had this love for video games. So I started playing a lot of games when I was 6. Even turned on some Microsoft or like these old DOS games at the time, and it just stayed with me. It stuck with me, and when I did Esports for a while, trying to beat #1. Somehow I always thought it should be something with the game industry, and mainly because when I thought being a game developer was kind of like that you would not have a dull job because you can constantly make up like your imagination is like the limit of what you can work on. So it would, in my opinion, be different every time you would work here. So
okay,
that's the reason I think I stayed in there.
All right. For me, the story is a little bit different. This opportunity kind of fell in my lap a little bit. Before this, I was really a finance guy, starting from a boiler room in New York City all the way to an investment bank in London, and I kind of lost everything. And then I thought, you know what, I don't really like this anymore. I want to switch careers. And right about the time I was finishing my master's in business, this opportunity fell on my lap, and I met Koen. I still have the record of telling Koen something no one else has ever told him in an interview. You know what? Do you remember what it was? I remember what it was.
I'm not sure.
You know what it was? I told you that it says that you're very like involved, or you enjoy like the North Sea Jazz Festival.
Ah, it's true.
And you told me no one has ever. He's like, how did you find that? I felt pretty badass at that moment. That might have been the kicker.
It's true.
And yeah, and then pretty much I haven't looked back. It's been a really wonderful and exciting and undulating ride.
True.
Then what are your roles within KeokeN and what do you usually do?
Yeah, you can start.
I'll start on this one. So I'm kind of like a person who does a lot of things. I do a lot of the PR with KeokeN, so I'll do things like literally videos like this. I handle a lot of the business side of things with the publisher, which I enjoy very much. Starbreeze is an amazing partner to work with. I do a lot of business strategy with the guy who sits next to me. We're constantly plotting and figuring out what our next move will be, and we have tons of meetings all the time. And also something that we both do that we don't talk about ever is we're also each other's psychologists for both our work and personal lives, which is there's a lot of value in that. Yeah. The whole world's going crazy, and kind of like I think at least in this company, like a lot of times we're the only two people that understand one another, and the things that we're going through. So I often look to you for advice, and you with me as well. So, and that's it's a lot of stuff. And also I boss Charlene around as well. It's part of my duties, to make sure she does a good job. She's doing amazing. But yeah, and you do everything.
Well, it's strange because you start with actually on your own, so you start to do everything in the beginning. Then you get certain people such as Leon, for example, for the first time on
Sure.
concept art, Remco to be a programmer, and you start to lose these kind of like detail level professions in some way. So I think it was once a CEO that told me, like, each and every time you have to do something, or you make up a part that you do, you just have to find a guy for that, or a girl, you know, like, get rid of it immediately and keep inventing yourself again. So currently I see myself shifting towards business a lot, because maybe already, since we're hitting we're closing into the 25 people mark, you know, I start to be more of a visionary, I think, rather than defining on like real decisions on the game on detail level. So currently mostly business and plotting out the next steps.
I'd say it's been really great to have you more on the business side, because ever since we took the trip to E3, which I felt was something that I wanted to happen for a long time, because I felt like we would work well together in that kind of scenario, and we really did. Turned out that actually we're gangsters when we get together like that. So it was really great to have that, and then knowing that we had that kind of dynamic for you to move more onto, you know, when we plan things together, it's already been like way better. So I like it a lot.
True.
It's been cool.
Yeah, so it's Q&A time. Are you ready?
Sure.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So, what is your favorite video game?
Yeah, you can start.
Damn it.
Or should I start?
I feel, you know, it's kind of like what am I playing right now? But I have had games in my life that were iconic. Mario 64 for me was iconic. Ocarina of Time was iconic. Most recently, I thought Horizon and The Witcher 3. I like third-person adventure a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's like I'm right in there with Deliver Us to the Moon. It's exactly the kind of game I would want, because it's a third-person adventure game, which I love. Yeah.
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 Cool. I have a hard time defining that one, because if I would say Soldier of Fortune 2, that's the one I played most during my esports time. That's a cool game, but also the early Tomb Raider games got me into these bigger adventures. I always liked these big adventures on big screens and nice TV sets and audio and sound. So when the Assassin's Creed franchise started, I was super hyped because I don't know, I vibe with the game so much. Even though there was a lot of bad press about it, even in the beginning,
yeah,
because yeah, you know, they always have something to whine about. So the thing is, I think that's the ones I really like. However, when you start to be in this business, it's quite hard to have a favorite, because you start to be this kind of like critic yourself. So you start to game less, at least I do.
There's definitely some truth to that. Actually, with you talking about this, you're making me realize how many games I actually love, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you were talking, I liked all the Uncharted. Especially the last one I felt like I was in a movie where I was kind of like a new Indiana Jones. I thought it was so dope. And also, when I was a kid, I am unnaturally good at Mario Kart 64. I'm talking like me and my friends would play battle mode and races, and it would be like 100 to 4. I was really like,
cool.
Yeah. I'm laying down if anybody wants to challenge me at Mario 64, I'm open. I'm laying down the gauntlet on that.
Good. Is there a video game you wish you made?
Yeah, well, in the beginning I was not impressed by the smaller games. I was always impressed by the bigger ones, and mostly because they get close to reality or giving you an experience.
Movie feel, right?
Yeah, kind of like you won't forget easily, or when you forget time while you're playing games, and you kind of like are moved with the story or with the atmosphere they're creating. That's the ones I wanted to make. So logically, Last of Us would be something, maybe even Mass Effect, Bioshock, things that just grab you and take you on a ride. So, and I was always imagining like, would it be cool to have such a studio like this? And people started to tell me like, you're crazy, you're not ever gonna make something like that. But To be honest, it's starting to look like it right now.
Yeah. Actually, your answer is my answer. I mean, it's almost the same as the last question, actually, Charlene. It's like every game I love, I kind of wish I made it. Anything
Sure.
by Naughty Dog. I was even thinking of Last of Us in my head because I had such a fun time with the game. When you said Mass Effect, I love it. You know what? I got one no one said yet. I wish I made Red Dead Redemption. Because that's another one, that a single player adventure that I like that better than Grand Theft Auto.
Can you get that budget for us?
Oh, we're working on it.
Yeah.
Oh, please. Koen, you talked about esports. Did you finish #1?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Eventually, well, the goal was always to. I was 13 years old and I wanted to be the #1 in the international ranking. At the time, it was clan-based. It was like a GGL sponsored thing, and
sponsor?
yeah, they had big sponsors. And actually, we won some money, but it was nothing.
What?
Yeah, we won
Whoa.
500 euros.
Yeah, it's still pretty cool when you're 13.
Yeah, it
When I was
was.
13, 500 euros is like $1 million.
It was around 2003, I think, 2004. So that's
wow.
quite some time ago. When esports was lower.
Pioneer.
Yeah. So
Pioneer.
the thing is, 4 years later, I achieved that. So around my 18th, but with a team of like all these nationalities. So we had Danish people, Swedish people. We had. People from the United Kingdom, Italy.
Very international.
Yeah, even from Estonia. We had a girl from Estonia.
Oh, cool.
It was called Frick. And
Shout out to Frick.
yeah, it's really cool. Maybe there's a couple even watching. Like
Yeah.
My best player was Diego. That guy was a Dutch guy, but he was amazing at the time, and he never got like less. So he was like my main guy. Kind of like what we have with Steph right now. Like he needs to be always there. So
He's G as well. for
no,
sure.
but it's funny to. I think that those times were the principles that taught me to be a kind of like a making your company. You know, it was making a team again. So my dad always left me doing that. So eventually and it was on the name KeokeN. That was my nickname, and so I thought maybe the name would actually bring me luck a second time.
I've actually got a question for you, Koen.
Sure.
I wanted to throw you off a little bit. Did you ever imagine that you would be, when you look at Deliver Us the Moon, and we're in the middle of delivering a kind of a big thing literally today as this is being filmed, did
True.
you ever think that you would have a game like the one that's this is shaping up to be?
I did imagine it in 5 to 10 years. But if I have to be honest, the one that we had in May or June 2015. That was the one I imagined Deliver Us the Moon to be possible to create at that time, and actually that changed a lot, and the values changed a lot, and the scope changed a lot, and. So no, I wouldn't imagine it to be this fast.
Okay. And what was your favorite moment of E3 when we went? And maybe you can't even say.
Well, to be honest, the one that we saw Deliver Us the Moon on the big screen with Microsoft.
That was
gave
super.
Me a lot of goosebumps.
That was super. That was super.
And just all the laughs we had, like we always laugh.
Yeah, that was a constant stream of laughter.
That was amazing.
I know one of my favorites. I mean, I have some favorites I can't talk about on camera that were hilarious, and I know that he's thinking of one as well on the way to the Microsoft event. But there was one morning where we told them not to connect their laptops to the internet, and Microsoft, one guy did it by accident anyway, and the computer had to get updated. So that was the day that Koen showed he's a marathon runner. Yeah. And it threw him off for the whole morning. So when he got back,
it was 40 minutes before opening of E3, and suddenly the computer started updating. And luckily, we had a second laptop with us.
Yeah.
And I had to run back all the way through Los Angeles to get that laptop within 20 minutes, because we also had to start it up and test out the demo. What happened when I got back?
Everything worked with the other laptop perfectly fine. And he was just like.
I'm
out. I'm done this morning. You gotta take control. You gotta be personable.
It was
freaking amazing.
Yeah.
It was freaking amazing, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
True.
Gotta remember those good moments.
True.
Good. Any last words?
Yeah, well, I want to say to everyone here, I'm actually not sure when this is going to be aired, but you know, there's a lot of cool things to come, I would say.
I think that's very fair. I think keep an eye out for us. We're going to keep bringing you cool stuff. We're going to keep trying our best. Our game is coming. And
For sure.
We think it's going to be great. We're trying our absolute best. We hope that we can make the majority of people like it. I feel pretty good about it because yeah, it's going to be awesome. And yeah, thank you so much for all the support that you guys have given us. Everybody's been really wonderful to us and enjoying us coming on the ride with us and our shenanigans and also our hard work.
Mm-hmm.
It's not often talked about, but it's there as well, even with me. And yeah, and yeah, thank you just everybody. It's amazing.
True.
Well, say goodbye. It is time.
Ciao, ciao, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, and why and how we are vital to KeokeN. Enjoy. Booyah!
One question for you, Jordi. Are you comfortable being in a video game studio after your brilliant career as an actor in Ali J and Borat?
Am I comfortable in the studio after my career as Ali G and Borat? Absolutely. What kind? You know how much bravery those two dudes have?
How have you been doing
Messing with
Sacha
those
Baron?
Sacha Baron Cohen is awesome. I do get that sometimes. I love that guy. I think he's freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
And yes, it's made me even more comfortable working here as well. Actually, here's one for you. Actually, I had a birthday party while working at KeokeN, and I think it was Johan, or was it you, or
It was me.
Oh, it was just, of course. They bought me Borat's mankini, so when the game releases, maybe there'll be a picture that surfaces of that, because that would be hilarious to wear to maybe a release party or something.
We should
The
maybe.
mankini's coming out.
That's the
Oh
one
my
we
God.
should save for.
Oh yeah. A bottle of champagne and the mankini. Yeah, definitely.